Hello students. In the last lecture we talked about different form of cubic crystals, and in this lecture we will talk about some more crystal structures. The first is hexagonal closed pair structure, which is SCP. So it has 12 atoms in the corner, 2 atoms in the center of this hexagonal face, and 3 atoms in the body. For the SCP structure, A is equal to B, but C is not equal to them. Also for interfacial angle, alpha and beta are equal to 90 degree, while gamma is equal to 120 degree. In the SCP structure, the center atom touch each atom at the corner. So this atom touches all the atoms in the corner. Now the atom at the hexagonal faces is shared by two adjacent unit cells. So this center atom, this is shared by two unit cells. So the total shared atom for the face centered atom for this unit cell will be 1. Coming to the corner, so you can see 6 atoms here on the top side, 6 on the bottom side. So these are surrounded by 6 hexagonal cells. So one atom contributes only 1 by 6, and there are 12 atoms. So the total contribution from the corner atom is 2. The body atoms are totally belong to one unit cell, and because there are 3 body atoms, so the total number of atoms per unit cell will be 6. Now the coordination number for the SCP structure is 12. Here the each atom touch the 3 atoms in the body of cell, and each atom touch 3 atoms in the layer below its plane, and 6 atoms in its own plane, and 3 atoms above its plane. So 6 is in the one plane, 3 in the bottom plane, 3 in the above plane. So total number will be 12. So that is why the SCP has the coordination number 12. As the center atom touch the corner atoms and the lattice constant is A, so A will be equal to 2 times of the radius. That means the radius will be A by 2. Now we know that lattice constant A, but what about third lattice constant C? So if C is the height of the unit cell and A is its edge, then body atoms will lie in a horizontal plane at the height of C by 2 from the orthocenters of the alternate equilateral triangle. So from the triangle AOB, we can see that all the 3 sides are equal, and so that all the 3 angles will also be equal. So here you can see that the angle BAO is 60 degree. Then the perpendicular bisector drawn from A on BY, it will cut the angle, it will divide the angle BAO in half, equal to 30 degree. So if we see the triangle BAY, then cos 30 degree will be AY upon AB, and so we can get the value of AY. Also, if the two bisectors are cutting each other, then they cut each other in a way that one part is 2 by 3 and one part is 1 by 3 of the length of the bisector. So that is why AP is also equal to 2 by 3 AY, which is equal to A by root 3. So now if Z is the position of the body atom and a perpendicular is drawn from Z on the point P, then from the triangle AZP we will have AZ square is equal to AP square plus PZ square, and putting the values we will get the ratio C by A is equal to under root 8 by 3. Now for SCP structure, volume of unit cell can be calculated as given here. So because in the base there are 6 equilateral triangle and the area of this triangle is a square root 3 by 4. So total area of the base will be like this, and thus the total volume of the cell can be given by base area into height, and thus the total volume is given here. Now as we know that the number of atom per unit cell is 6 and the C by A ratio we already know. So the atomic packing factor for the SCP structure also comes to 74%, which is same as FCC structure. So it means atoms here also occupies 74% of the volume and the remaining 26% of the volume is vacant. Another important structure is diamond cubic structure. This diamond cubic structure is formed by the carbon atoms, and this diamond cubic structure can be treated as the two FCC lattice which are interpenetrated each other at a distance of quarter of the lattice constant along the body diagonal. So if you have two FCC lattice and the one FCC is shifted by A by 4 on the body diagonal of the cube, then it will form diamond cubic structure where A will be the lattice constant. So the origin of one FCC will be at 0 0 0, while the origin of the another FCC will be at A by 4, A by 4 and A by 4. So now as in FCC lattice, 8 atoms are at the corner, 6 atoms are at the faces, and there are 4 more atoms in the body which belongs only to the single unit cell. So face-centered atoms will contribute 3 atoms to one cell. The corner atom will contribute 1 atom to the cell, and the body atoms are 4. So the total number of atoms per unit cell will be 8. Here the atoms shown by green are the body atoms. Now this diamond cubic structure is loosely packed structure where the carbon atoms are attached by covalent bonds. As we all know that the valency of a carbon atom is 4 and it can be attached to the 4 carbon atoms. So the nearest neighbors for each carbon atom is 4, and thus the coordination number of the diamond structure is 4. Here you can see that the one carbon atom here is attached to the 4 different carbon atoms. Also in the unit cell you can see here like this that this structure here, these 3 carbon atoms are attached to this body atom, is attached to this body atom, and so these are the 4 closest atoms to each other. Now to calculate the radius of the atom in the diamond cubic structure, first we need to understand the geometry of this cubic structure. So as we know that in the diamond cubic structure there are two FCC lattice interpenetrated each other. One FCC lattice has the origin at 0, 0, 0, while the other is at a by 4, a by 4 and a by 4. So if the lattice point of one FCC is at x and the lattice point of the another FCC is at y, then the coordinate of the y lattice point will be a by 4, a by 4 and a by 4. So now if we draw a projection from the y atom to the plane in the bottom, then it will cut a point z, and if we drop perpendiculars from the z on the edge of the unit cell, then the distance will be a by 4. So from figure we can say that the xz square will be equal to a by 4 square plus a by 4 square. So the one a by 4 is here, another is this one. So the xz square will be a square by 8. Also xy square, which is here, will be equal to xz square plus yz square. So xz square is equal to a square by 8 and yz we have seen from the figure that it is a by 4. So solving this we will get the radius of the atom, which is a root 3 by 8. So now we know the radius of the atom, and everything else we also know that the number of atom per unit cell is 8, and so from here we can calculate the atomic packing factor, which comes to only 34%. So it means that the 34% of the volume of the diamond unit cell is occupied by atoms, and the remaining 66% is vacant. So that is why it is also called loosely packed structure.